The generation gap nowadays is reducing. Like earlier, we used to have generation gaps between me and after a gap of 20 years old people, we were having generation gaps. Now, what is happening is generation gaps are reducing. 5 to 6 years time, a small child and an elderly child, there is a generation gap now. The world is moving so fast. So, what do we need to do, being parents, is major challenge for the parents of children with second, third, fourth, fifth standard. It's a major challenge. One thing we say is, like, our children, we want to perform them well, right? And whenever I see, they say that my child, I want to enroll to Art Excel. Why? Because he has to or she has to learn pranayama, yoga or something. I ask, did you learn? They say, no sir, I don't need it. That is not right. I'm telling you, yoga is something. What is yoga? Yoga is getting rid of the thoughts from your mind. When thoughts are impinging so much on your mind, how can you ask your child to be thoughtless or concentrate on, because they are all small children, second, third, fourth, fifth standard children. How can you insist them to do something when you are watching TV and when you are in your own world? So first you have to become yogis. Simple, yoga is not very difficult. What Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita about yoga is abhyasa and vairagya. These small children, we can't tell what is vairagya. First you become a vairagya, you adopt a vairagya. Abhyasa is what? Practice. How do we practice? Make sure that you inculcate what your children want to be, right? That is what is practice which you have to do now, because your children are small, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7 children. You have to practice yourself now. That is abhyasa which you have to do yourself, and then vairagya also have to develop. Like, don't watch TV too much, spend more time on your children, whatever time is available. Nowadays it is IT and other things consume most of your time. At least concentrate a little bit more on your children instead of watching TV and things like that. That is a sacrifice what you are doing. That is what is the vairagya. And then don't spend too much late nights going out into the parties, and then next day child will come and sleep here, or child will be very dull. Don't do that. All these things are adding on to the vairagya, and gradually you will become yogis. You are yogis. To bring up a child, you should become a yogi. There is no other alternative. You think over. And then another thing what happens is, we keep telling that my child is, if you see, the neighbor, other day my neighbor came, just yesterday, the lady came along with her son, Shashank. He's around 6th or 7th standard boy, with sweet in the hand. I said, what is the matter? He says that we bought a car. So he gave that sweet and all. That lady kept telling, my son, everything is fine. He studies well. He does this, he does that. But still, what is this still? And you don't have confidence in your child. You are very protective. That is different. You are very protective and you are very emotional about your child. Your child don't have to be scolded by anybody else and all. Such protection is there. But at the same time, you are showing your child something that confidence levels you are not showing to your child. She says, but still, what is the still, I asked. And she says, he is very naughty. I said, if he will not be naughty, do I become naughty? And Gurudev says that all of us have to become childlike, right? And if they are naughty, that's very good for them, no? Other day in this school itself, like, it keeps happening, so many such things. Malika and all other our maid servants sometimes act like nurses also. This boy came with the stomach, holding the stomach with standard. What happened? Somebody hit me in the stomach. I said, what is the reason? He says, very innocent, he says that my friend is learning karate, and he asked him, show how do you do karate, and he kicked his stomach and he came with us. So such things happen in the school, and children are naughty by nature, and allow them to be naughty. That's it. Simple as that. You become yogis first, and then gradually your children will follow you. Otherwise, what Mumtaji said, at the age of 16, your children will not listen to you. Why they are not listening? Now you are not listening to them. Now you are not listening to them, and how do you expect at the age of 16, once she becomes or he becomes a teenager, their mind is not in control. When your minds are not in control, how can you expect them to be in control? Practice. Started practicing from today, not to watch TV. And I will sacrifice TV. You are watching 3 serials, then sacrifice 2 serials and watch only 1 for my child. How many of you do that? Many of you are watching TV serials, so many, no? Sacrifice it for your children. That is what is Vairagya. And then practicing is spending more time with your child, eating together, all these abhyasas. You start doing this. Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam Tannirodha is what is said in Patanjali Yoga Sutras as well as in Bhagavad Gita also. That impinging of thoughts on your mind, getting rid of that is what is yoga. So how do we do that? By practice and by Vairagya. And once you start doing it, your child automatically learns it. No need of telling them and coaching them and counseling them and sending so many places. No. You check yourself what's wrong with you. And the solution is there. Jai Gurudev, Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, sir.